I thought I was just rewatching the trailer for fun. Then I caught one weird drawing, and suddenly I was down a full-blown Disney rabbit hole. You probably missed half of these. It's okay, most people did. But if you think this is just a cute alien movie, think again. The Lilo and Stitch live-action trailer is hiding way more than it's letting on. Let me show you the stuff they didn't expect you to catch. At the very start of the trailer, there's a voice that asks, "Which planet are you going to land on?" It's easy to miss, but if you listen closely, you'll catch that it's Dr. Jumba Jookiba, Stitch's creator. This line is significant because it hints at what's coming. In the original movie, Jumba says this as he and the Galactic Federation are sending Stitch's ship to crash on Earth. The scene takes place on the main ship where the aliens are trying to deal with Stitch. While we don't see Jumba's full appearance in the trailer yet, hearing his voice is a nice teaser. Right after that, we get a close-up of Stitch in his prison outfit, and there's something clever tucked into that shot. When Stitch is shown in his prison outfit, there's a number on it, 626. That's not just any number. It's the code for Stitch himself from the original movie. But here's where it gets interesting. If you're into Marvel, you'll recognize that 616 is the designation for Earth in the Marvel multiverse. That's a pretty clever trick by Disney. It's almost like they're tying their different worlds together without shouting about it, making us connect the dots between their massive universe. Then comes the moment when Stitch's spaceship finally crash lands in Hawaii and things start to heat up. When Stitch rises from the wreckage, green flames flash behind him and he lets out that wild little laugh. At first, it just felt like a fun scene, but when I watched it again, I realized it might be more than that. The green glow around Stitch looks exactly like the fire that surrounds Maleficent in Sleeping Beauty. It's the same spooky, magical shade. In a way, this feels like Disney's nod to how Stitch walks the line between chaos and charm. He's not evil, but he definitely knows how to cause trouble. It reminded me of that scene in the original movie when Stitch builds a tiny San Francisco out of toys and destroys it like a mini monster. He was made to be destructive, like a villain, but he's also a soft-hearted little weirdo. That balance between mischief and heart is what makes him so lovable. So when I saw that green fire, I didn't just see trouble. I saw a character who's still figuring out who he really is. From there, we're brought into Lilo's world and her bedroom, where a mysterious prayer sets the story in motion. When I watched the trailer, I couldn't help but notice something cool I almost missed. A Stranger Things reference. Lilo, standing at her window praying for a friend, suddenly sees her room's lights flicker. At first it seems like a small moment, but if you're a Stranger Things fan, you'll know that flickering lights usually means something creepy is coming, like when the Demogorgon appears. In this trailer, Lilo has no idea that the shooting star she's praying to is actually Stitch's spaceship, the arrival of the mischievous alien. It's a fun nod to Stranger Things, especially with the show's final season coming in 2025. Stitch may not be a Demogorgon, but in a way, he's an alien monster from another world, just the good kind. As that moment unfolds, a quick pan across Lilo's room reveals a few hidden gems, starting with a certain orange fish. In the first trailer scene where Lilo appears, there's a sneaky Easter egg that connects to a wild Disney theory about Maui from Moana. Remember in the original Lilo and Stitch movie, when Lilo has her daily swim with Pudge, the orange fish? She believes Pudge is a magical being with the power to control the weather, and a serious love for peanut butter sandwiches. Now check out the wall in Lilo's room in the trailer. You'll spot a drawing of a little girl swimming with an orange fish. Some fans believe this could be a clue. What if Pudge is actually Maui, the shape-shifting demigod from Moana? Both movies share a Pacific setting, making the connection even more interesting. Could this be a hidden link? Just beneath that same spot on the wall, there's another nod to Lilo's past and her love for Hawaiian culture. Right beneath the window, as she gazes up at the shooting star, which is actually Stitch's spaceship, you'll spot a drawing of a group of girls dancing a traditional Hawaiian hula. This is a nod to Lilo's hula dance class from the original movie. But here's the cool part. The same drawing makes another appearance later in the trailer. It's a small touch, but it ties back to Lilo's love for dance and her Hawaiian culture. Keep an eye out for it. It's a little detail that brings the story full circle. And when that same drawing returns later, it carries an even deeper meaning about family and connection, this time on the family's refrigerator. But here's the sweet part. On the paper, you can clearly spot the word ohana. If there's one word that's become a symbol of Lilo and Stitch, it's definitely this one. Ohana means family, and it's tied to the film's most touching scene, where Lilo and her sister talk about always being there for each other. The fact that Lilo includes her hula dance friends in this drawing shows just how much she values them. And honestly, this moment hit me hard. It reminded me of that original scene where Lilo says, "Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten." Back then, she was trying to hold her tiny world together, even when it felt like it was falling apart. Now seeing that same energy in a crayon drawing decades later, it just proves that some hearts never stop fighting for the people they love. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this new film, Stitch ends up taped to that fridge too, right where he belongs. But not everything in the trailer is sweet. Some shots show how hard life really is for Lilo and Nani. In one of the scenes, Lilo and Nani's fridge is looking surprisingly empty, and it's not by accident. The filmmakers made sure to highlight this detail for a reason. You see, Nani has taken on the responsibility of raising Lilo after their parents passed away. It's a huge burden for her, and she's doing everything she can to keep her little family intact. But things are really tough. If Nani doesn't find a job soon, the state could take Lilo away. The near-empty fridge is a quiet way of showing just how hard things are for them. And just when it couldn't get worse, Stitch arrives to stir up even more chaos. Poor Nani really can't catch a break. Soon after, we get our first full look at the new live-action version of Lilo. And it's a near-perfect match with one surprising twist. When I first saw the live-action Lilo, I couldn't help but notice how much she looks like the animated version. It's almost like she stepped straight out of the original movie. But there's a small yet interesting detail that sets her apart. In the live-action film, Lilo wears denim overalls over a red shirt with white flowers. Many people probably assumed it was a copy of her original outfit, but here's the twist. The flowers on her shirt aren't the same ones from the animated version. In the original movie, Lilo's red dress is decorated with tree leaves, while in the live-action film, it's flowers. To me, it feels like a gentle nod to change. How even though the story stays the same, some things naturally shift with time. It actually reminded me of that scene in the original when Lilo sews a raggedy doll from scraps and names her Scrump. It wasn't perfect, but it was hers. That same spirit carries into this new version of Lilo. A little different maybe, but still, 100% her. There's another blink and you miss it moment on her bedroom wall that carries some deep meaning. When Lilo talks to Stitch about whether he's good or bad, you might notice something cool on the wall. There are Hawaiian words and some paper stars hanging there. The first word is Makali, which refers to the Pleiades constellation. The second word, Kupa, is the name of a Polynesian shark goddess, likely a nod to the Galactic Federation's Grand Councilwoman, who has a shark-like appearance. Lilo might even mistake her for the goddess, just like she confuses Pudge for Maui. The third word, Hokupa, means fixed star, and refers to the North Star, Polaris. These subtle references tie into the idea of Stitch, an intergalactic traveler, making his way to Earth. Later in the trailer, we jump into the chaos, and it starts with Stitch doing what he does best, destruction. It's when he's on the beach, tearing apart a sandcastle. But here's the catch. This isn't just any sandcastle. It's Cinderella's castle. If you look closely, you'll see the familiar spires. What makes this even cooler is that this isn't the first time Lilo and Stitch have had a bit of fun with Cinderella's castle. In the original movie, Stitch's spaceship even kidnaps the castle in one of the promos. So messing with Cinderella's castle has kind of become Stitch's thing at this point. It's a subtle yet hilarious Easter egg that ties back to the original. That chaotic streak continues with a wild chase scene, where a familiar pink car races across the screen. Did you catch that Bluey moment in the chase scene? Lilo and Stitch jump into a pink kitty car. And if you're a Bluey fan, it'll look pretty familiar. It's not Lilo's car, so Stitch definitely swiped it. Classic Stitch, causing trouble wherever he goes. But here's the hidden gem. The car's license plate reads, "Too fast." Now, that's not just a random choice. It's a nod to the Bluey world, where speed is a big deal. It fits perfectly with the chase scene, where Agent Pleakley and Dr. Jumba are chasing Stitch. They may try, but as we know, Stitch is way too fast to catch. But even with all that chaos, the trailer leaves us with a surprisingly touching moment between Stitch and Lilo. There's a quick shot of Nani, Lilo, and Stitch riding a giant wave together. It looks like a fun moment, but there's something special hidden in it. Stitch has always been afraid of water because he was not made to survive in it. He cannot swim, and the ocean has always been a real danger for him. But in this scene, he chooses to face that fear. He stays close to Lilo and follows her into the waves. This isn't just a fun beach activity. It shows how much he trusts her. That little moment on the surfboard quietly says something big. Stitch feels safe, not because the water is different, but because Lilo is with him. It instantly brought back the memory of the surfing scene in the original movie, the one where Nani, David, Lilo, and Stitch ride a wave together for the first time. That was the moment Stitch first felt like he belonged. And now, seeing him go back into the water, even though he's still scared, shows just how far he's come. It's not about learning to swim, it's about learning to love. All right, that's the last Easter egg I've got. Unless Disney sneaks in another one while I'm blinking. I spotted what I could, but now it's your turn. Did I miss your favorite detail? Did I go too deep with the theories or not deep enough? Tell me what you caught. I know you paused the trailer too. Don't lie, let's hear it in the comments.